everyone. I am Crystal Susha Pahalas, third year college from Bsed Social Studies. This course subject, the teacher and the school curriculum. My assigned topic is all about this curriculum indigenization. Here is our learning objectives. Summarize the legal framework such as IPRA, challenges and benefits of curriculum indigenization in the Philippines and beyond by correctly answering at least 75% of exit ticket questions that review key concepts discussed. Demonstrate the practical application of indigenous learning styles by participating in a 10-minute role play where they simulate teaching a classroom scenario incorporating indigenous perspective such as storytelling, collaboration, or hands-on experience. This will be assessed by facilitator observation using a simple rubric. And justify the value of respecting indigenous identities and cultures in education by sharing at least 2 personal reflections or responses during a guided class discussion that highlights the importance of cultural awareness and empowerment through curriculum indigenization. Did you know that the curriculum indigenization is an important part of education today? It seeks to make learning fit the specific cultural, historical, and social backgrounds of local indigenous communities. This approach makes education more meaningful, respectful, and empowering, especially for indigenous students. It helps ensure that all students feel included and connected to what they are learning. In today's discussion, let's know first the definition of curriculum and indigenization. Curriculum is the outline of concept to be taught to students, some of them meet the standards, while the indigenization is the process by which indigenous ways of knowing, being, and doing and relating are incorporated into educational, organizational, cultural, and social structure. Now, what is curriculum indigenization? Curriculum indigenization, as defined as the process of incorporating indigenous knowledge, perspective, and experiences into the educational curriculum. Legal support for indigenous people in education. In the Philippines, the 1987 Constitution, the Philippine government passed Indigenous People Rights Act, or the EPRA, or Republic Act 8371 that recognizes and protects the rights of indigenous communities. The Indigenous People Rights Act ensures indigenous people have the right to control their own education, including teaching their own languages and using their cultural methods. The law guarantees equal access to education for indigenous children and youth without discrimination. The EPRA mandates that government to support programs that preserve indigenous culture and knowledge through education. The importance for indigenization: first is raising cultural awareness, benefits for everyone, and empowerment and identity. To address the challenges in implementing the curriculum indigenization, first we have the discrimination, second we have the addressing language differences, navigating cultural diversity, and lastly, negotiation of traditional ways of life. Key features of indigenous education: nurturing a sense of identity, preserving our traditions, instilling a connection to ancestral domains, supporting self-determination, and lastly, promoting the well-being of the entire community. Here are examples that put into practice by implementing this action. First, reading and dramatizing local indigenous heroes. Second, discussing local history and environment. And lastly, promoting community involvement and problem solving. Indigenous learning styles are very essential because they honor the unique ways indigenous people learn and connect education through their culture, community, and environment. These styles, such as learning through observations, storytelling, collaboration, and hands-on experience, reflect how knowledge has been down for generations and support learners and understanding their identity and role within their community. To empower Indigenous people, people can achieve by ensuring they have control over their education and cultural knowledge. This includes integrating Indigenous perspective on traditional knowledge into the learning process, which asserting their right, exercising self-determination, and cultural preservation, bridging the gap that connecting traditional knowledge with mainstream education. Before I end today's discussion, let me give you a short quote that can be inspired to everybody. When we localize, we do not necessarily indigenize. When we indigenize, we localize. Thank you and God bless.